Hi viewers, I am Nadeem.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to the Farooq Academy. Today we will discuss chapter number 6, exercise 6B, book D2, Pythagoras theorem. Question number 1. A ladder 5 meter long is placed against a wall. So you can see that is your ladder 5 meter long and it is from the wall about 1.8 meter away. So that is your wall, for example. You can see here. So what is the height of the wall? The author of the question says what is the height of the wall. So it means we have to find its the height or altitude. It should be noted that is your base. We have discussed earlier in introduction of Pythagoras theorem lecture. That is your base, that is your altitude or perpendicular, and that is your hypotenuse. It is represented by small c. It is, and the side is represented by small b, and this side is represented by small a. You can see here in your diagram. So it means that we have to find its altitude. Since it should be noted that we have, that is, since by Pythagoras theorem, c square is equal to a square plus b square. That is your basic formula of the Pythagoras theorem. That is your altitude, that is your base, and that is your hypotenuse. So we have to find the value of a. So the new formula becomes, therefore, a square is equal to c square minus b square. Now putting the values, the value of c is 5 square minus the value of b is 1.8 meter whole square. So after simplification, you will get 25 minus 3.24. That is your a square. So after but you need the value of a. So 25 minus 3.24 by using calculator, so it will become in under root. So after removing the under root sign and subtraction, first you have to subtract, and after simplification you will get approximately 4.66 meter. So that is your answer in question number 1. Now similarly, in question number 2, the same type of question, a post 47 meter high. For example, that is your a post, that is height is given, and the same formula, same Pythagoras theorem is applied there. So it means that is in question number 2, a post 47 meter high. For example, that is your post which is having a height approximately 47, and by a wire to its top to a point on level ground 18 meter from the foot of the post. It means this pole is tied with the help of wire which is like this, and in ground it is tied with the help of this wire. So this wire having a length equal to, we have to find this value, and this side is equal to 18 meter. So the value of c, that is your c side. Similarly, by the same methodology, a, b, c, that is your c side, that is your b side, that is your base, and that is your a altitude. So it means, so you can find the value of c square. So it means it is a simple Pythagoras theorem that you can apply. That is, since you have a c square is equal to a square plus b square. Okay. Now putting the values, the value of a is altitude is 47 square, then the value of b is 18 square. You have to find c square. So you need the value of, for example, that is by using calculator you will get 2209 plus 324, and this is your value of c square. But when you need the value of c, so 229 plus, by using calculator you could simplify it, and you will get the value that is approximately equal to 2533 under root, and the value is 50.3 meter. So that is your value of C. That is your result. Now coming to the question number 3, find the length of a longest line segment, that is the length of a longest segment. The length of a longest segment that can be drawn rectangular board. For example, that is your rectangular board. So you have to find this length, longest length, because that is your, it is given, that is 3.07 meter, and that is your 2.24 meter. So what is the value of C? Now this side is, that is your base, that is your altitude, that is your 90 angle, because Pythagoras theorem can be applied here. Since you have a formula by Pythagoras theorem, that is C square is equal to A square plus B square. So A square is that is 2.24, and plus the value of B is 3.07 square. So after simplification, you will get the value of C is, that is by removing the square sign, that is for 2 plus 5.02 under root. We have simplified and we have to find the value of C, not C square. So it means after addition, subtraction and taking the under root, so you will get 3.80 meters. So that is your result in question number 3. Now in question number 4, we have to find question number 4. The triangle ABC is a right angle at B and D. Find. So first we have to find the value. For example, here you can see here, that is your triangle. You can see here, that is your triangle. Here having 90 angle, so it means that is A, B and C. So that portion is your 9 meter. So that is your another point, that is known as D point, which is equal to that is your 9 meter, and that portion CD is equal to 4 meter. Now coming to the, so that length is equal to so after reading this statement, it means that is your B and A, B, C, and that is your 18, and that is your C. So it means A, B, C, that is your and that is the two types of triangle we can see here, that is A, B, C, one type of triangle, and second one is A, B, D. So we have to find the value first. We have to find the value of, because in this book we have to find the value of AC. We have to find AC. But before finding this side, we don't have this side, because this is the altitude and that is your base, but you don't have base. But with the help of this triangle, you can find the base, because you have here hypotenuse and altitude. So with the help of this small triangle ABD, you can find the value of B. Then you taking the whole triangle, then you can find the value of this. So it means before doing, you can say suppose let you are considering the triangle in triangle ABD. In this triangle, apply Pythagoras theorem. You can see that C square is equal to A square plus B square. So you need the value of B. So B square is equal to C square minus A square. That is your final formula. So putting the values, what is the value of C? That is 18. The value of A is 9. So after simplification, you will get the values, that is 9 nines are 81, and that is 18 into 18, 324. So you need the value of B. so subtract it, you will get 243 under root also, because you need the value. So the value of B is after using this by using calculator, 243 gives 15.6 centimeter. So that is your P. So it means you have find the value of B. Now you have to find the value of this side, that is your C, that is your hypotenuse. So it means we have to find the value, that is your A, B, C. You can see here the numbering is just like this, A, B and C. So you can see here now in this triangle A, C, D you have find, A, C, D, because we are often using this side is A, this side is C, this side is, this corner or vertex is B. So that's why we have taken this triangle in a sequence wise. So A, C, D in this triangle, applying Pythagoras theorem, that is your altitude, that is your base, that is your C in this triangle. When you take the bigger triangle, then that is your base, that is your altitude, and that is your hypotenuse. So the value of B is just you have calculated 15.6. Now in triangle ACB, in triangle ACB, you can find the value of this, that is C square is equal to A square by applying Pythagoras theorem into B square. So putting the values, that is the value of A is, this is your full A, that is your altitude up to this. So here 9 plus 4, you will get the value of A is, that is your altitude, 9 plus 4, 13. So putting the values here, that is 13. So 13 square and plus the value of B is just you have calculated 15.6, that is whole square. So the value of C square is 13 into 13, 169, and you have to simplify it. Plus 15 into 15, 243.36. So the value of C is, after simplification, you will get 412.36. So the value of C is 20.3 centimeter. So that is your result. Actually, you have to find the value of C, that is 20.3 centimeter. So in this way you can find the value of unknown side with the help of another triangle which exists in the triangle, in the bigger triangle. So that is your question number 4. Now coming to the question number 5. In question number 5, the diagonals of the rhombus are the length 16 centimeter and 12 centimeter. Find the length of its side. So it means the length of a side. So for example, you have just like you can say that it is your just like a rhombus. So the diagonal length, that is your 16, and that is your the length is given, that is 12 centimeter, that is 12 centimeter, that is 16 centimeter. So that is your 16, the length having longer side, and that is your shorter side. So that is your length of the rhombus. Now this length is 16 and this one is 12 centimeter. Now what should you do? Actually, find the length of its sides. We have to find the value of its sides. So what should we do? It should be noted that the diagonals of a rhombus intersect each other at right angle. It should be noted that the diagonal always intersect at a right angle, that it must be 90, it must be 90, it must be 90, because it should be noted that diagonals of a rhombus intersect each other at right angles. Okay, it should be noted that diagonals of rhombus intersect each other at right angle. Right angle mean of 90 degree. So it means length of a side. Therefore, length of a side, we have to find length of a side. So no need to write this anyhow for your convenience. Length of a side is, that is, you have to find the value of c. That is, c square is equal to Pythagoras theorem, a square plus b square. So because if 90 degrees, so that is your base, that is your altitude, and that is your side length, that is your c. Actually, what does it mean? It means that is your c side, because when you have the 90 angle, so without you can see here the 90 angle shows that is your base, that is your perpendicular or altitude, and that is your c, that is your hypotenuse, which is known as, in rhombus case it is known as the sides. In rhombus case it is known as the sides. So that's why we are going to calculate by using Pythagoras theorem. C square is equal to a square plus b square. So putting the values, so you have but in rhombus it should be noted that the diagonals are intersecting and the value becomes half. For example, the value of a is, that is your altitude, that is 16. So you should write 16 by 2 whole square, because you need the half value. If you take this triangle, you need the half value. So sorry, and the value of b is 12 by half. At intersecting point, you can see the value, the length becomes half. So it means after simplification you will get 8 square plus 6 square under root, that is your c square. After simplification, the value of c is and the value of c is simplified, that is 36 under root, you will get 100 and you become 10. So 10 centimeter is your side. So 10 centimeter is of your side. So it means you have calculated this. So now coming to the next question, that is question number 6. Question number 6. In question 6, the length of a side is this. So it means if one side, that is the value of a is given to you, that is x, the value of b is x plus 1 and c is x plus 2 centimeters. So since by Pythagoras theorem, so you will get, you can see here, x, first of all altitude, then base, x plus 1, then hypotenuse, that is x plus 2. Similarly, a, b, c. Apply Pythagoras theorem, since you have c square is equal to a square plus b square. So putting the values, for example, because we have to find the value of x, but by using Pythagoras theorem. So putting the value c is, that is x plus 2 whole square is equal to a, that is your x, and b is x plus 1 base square. So simplify it, a square plus 4x and x square plus 1 plus 2x. So x square plus, you have to simplify it by simple methodology you will get shifted -1 minus you can see carefully shifted x square plus 4 x minus 2x square minus 1 minus 2x is equal to 0. So the whole term is shifted at one side, so sign will be changed. So the homogeneous term should be added and subtracted. You can see here that is but we don't have enough space. You can see here actually we have to find the value of x. Now the homogeneous term, this one and this one will be added. You will get minus x square and 4x minus 2x. You will get from this and from this you can get plus 2x, and from here minus 1 and plus 4 you will get plus 3 is equal to 0. So that is your equation, quadratic equation. So it should be positive, so taking common, so you will get minus 2x minus 3x is equal to 0. When there is a 0, so any term you have taken common also becomes 0, so no need to write here. So that is your final quadratic equation. So simplify it, that is x square, so 3 ones are 3 is equal to 0. So 3 ones are 3, and by addition and subtraction you will get minus 2. So making the pair, so taking common, that is x3 is equal to 0. So x minus 3, and after simplification you will get this. So that is your factorization. So it means either this one is equal to 0 and this one is equal to 0. So either x minus 3 is equal to 0, it means x is equal to 3. So the value of x is 3. X plus 1 is equal to 0, or that is x is equal to minus 1. So the length of a side cannot be taken negative, so it should be neglecting. So the value of side, that is the value of x, is equal to 3. That is your required result. Now coming to the question number 7. And question number 7. In question number 7, the sides of a rectangle are 24 centimeter and 15 centimeter. Calculate the length of its diagonal. Okay, here you have a rectangle. For example, that is your rectangle. You have to find one side is 24 centimeter and the other side is 15 centimeter. You have to find this side, that is your A, B, C. So you have to find this side. It means you have to find C. Here is your the base, that is your altitude A. So you have a right angle triangle here. So since by Pythagoras theorem can be applied on right angle triangle, since C square is equal to A square plus B square, so putting the values, C square is equal to the value of A is 15 whole square. So simplification, you will get that is 225 plus 576, and you need the value of that is 801, but you need the value of C. So 801 under root, so the value of C is 28.3 centimeter. So that is your result. So write clearly. Now coming to the question number 8. The sides of a rectangle swimming pool. Okay. The sides of a rectangle, that is a swimming pool. Once again, the same rectangle you can draw here. The length is 50 and the width is 30. Once again, you have to find this. So it means, once again, by using Pythagoras theorem, here is your C, that is your base, B, that is your altitude A. Since by Pythagoras theorem, C square is equal to A square plus B square. So you can see here the value of C square, the value of A is 30 and the value of b is 50 square, so you will get 3 is 9, that is, so the value of that is 34 under root, if you need the value of c, that is 58.3 meter. So that is in your meters. Answer is also in meters. Now coming to the question number 9. Question number 9. In question number 9, how far from the wall must you place a ladder? Once again, for example, that is your wall. Once again, you can see. So you have to place a ladder. That is your ladder, and that is your wall. So you can see here. So the question is this: how far? It means you have to find how far mean from this wall. You have to find this. That is your B. You have to calculate this side, and the length of a ladder is given to us, that is 12, and the height of the wall is given to us, that is your 10. So it means we have to find this. Since by Pythagoras theorem, Pythagoras theorem, c square is equal to a square plus b square. So you need the value of b, so b square is equal to c square minus a square. Therefore, so putting the values, the value of c is 12 and the value of a is 10. So you should simplify it, that is 144 minus 100 under root if you need b. So the value of b is 44 under root, so the value of b is 6.63 meter. So that is your result. That is your 10 meter, that is your 12 meter. So now coming to the question number 10. A man runs from one corner of a rectangular field. A man runs from one corner of a rectangular field. What it means, you have to draw a rectangular field that is just like this. You can see here, that is a rectangular field. So what should we do in this case? And the field 80 meter by 60 meter to the opposite corner at a speed 9 meter per second. Find the time taken. Okay, before we have to find the distance. How much is distance? That is your, the length of a field is 80, that is your base, and that is your 60, that is your altitude, that is your c, that is your hypotenuse. So A, B, C. So you have a right angle triangle in question number 10. So you can apply Pythagoras theorem. So it means since by Pythagoras theorem, c square is equal to a square plus b square. You need the value of c. Okay, the value of a is 60. Okay, 60 square plus 80 square. So you will get c square 60 that is your. So you will get the value of, after simplification, that 10,000. So you need only c, so 10,000 under root, so the value of c is 100 meter. Now we have to find the time taken. Since we have a formula, that is time taken, that is distance by velocity is equal to time taken. So we have a formula. So distance just we have calculated, that is 100, and velocity is given to us, that is 9. So it means 9 meter per second is our velocity or speed. that is represented by V. So we have to divide this. You will get 11.1 seconds. So that is your time. So because this C represent the distance, because we have to find the distance, then you can apply our formula of this. So that is your question number 10. Your result is 11.1 second. Now coming to the question number 11. ABC is an equilateral triangle in which BC is 12. Question number 11. So ABC is a equilateral triangle. For example, that is your triangle. That is your A, B, C. That is your equilateral triangle. So in which we have to find the value of that is A, B, C. So that is your another, because find the perpendicular distance from A to BC, that is your BC, A to BC. So that point is your suppose D point. So we have to find the perpendicular distance AD. So it means it should be noted that that is your equilateral triangle. So you should care of it, that is all sides are equal. All sides are equal. So you have to find this, and that is your 90 degree. So it means that is the length. For example, as triangle is an equilateral triangle, so you can say that since it is given that AB is equal to BC is equal to CA is equal to suppose it is given to us that is 2 centimeter in your question, that it is equal to all sides are 2 centimeter. So is equal to, so it means when we draw a perpendicular from A to BC, so the length of BC is divided into half. So this BC is divided into half. So you can take, if up to this side it is equal to 2 centimeter, so the perpendicular, after drawing this perpendicular, the length becomes half. So it means you need only this length. So this length will be equal to 1 centimeter, because we have draw a perpendicular distance. So that's why it is your 1 centimeter. So we have to find the length of this perpendicular. So it should be noted that here is 90. So adjacent to the 90, so that is your base, that is your altitude, that is your altitude, that is your base, and that is your hypotenuse, that is your hypotenuse C. So it means that is your 1 centimeter, and that C is equal to 2 centimeter, because all the sides are equal. So it means you have to find the value of this one, that is your altitude A. So since by Pythagoras theorem, C square is equal to A square plus B square, but we need the value of A square, that's why C square minus B square. So the formula becomes that. So the value of A is, we have to find because in your question, that is AD is equal to A, we have to find this. Okay, by using Pythagoras theorem, putting the values. So the value of C is 2 and the B is 1. So you will get 4 minus 1. So the value of is 3, but you need the value of A. So taking 100, so you will get 1.73 centimeter the value of A. That is your AD. That is your AD. That is your altitude. So that is your required result. Now coming to the question number 12. In question number 12, one diagonal of a rhombus is 24. Okay, once again, roughly you have drawn the one diagonal of a rhombus is 24 centimeters. So that is your 24 centimeter, and find the length of other diagonal if each side of a rhombus measures 13. So we have to find this one, this side we have to find if the each side is 30 centimeter of the diagonal. So it means this side also 13 centimeter, this is also 13 centimeter, this is also 13 centimeter. So one diagonal that is given to you, that is 24. Okay, that is your 24, but we have to find this diagonal. We have to find the value of this side. Okay, it means you have to find this one. So first of all, you can take any small triangle from it. For example, here you can see in this diagram, you have this side. If you take this triangle, suppose, so you have here, it should be noted that the rhombus diagonals in early question we have discussed, always find here 90 angle. So 90 angles, you should note it the adjacent angle, that is your perpendicular, that is your base. So that is your base, that is your base, that is your A altitude, and that is your C. That side is your C, because if you cut the triangle like as, so that is your base, that is your base, and that is your A, and that is your C, that is hypotenuse. So it means this side is 13, this side is 24, but you need, if you take this triangle but you don't have 24, you should divide by 2. So it means you can say that you can place a name of that you can take this triangle out of it and calculate it by using Pythagoras theorem. So for example, you need the value of P, since you can say that since by fig or by this diagram, the diagram is very much important. You have taken this triangle, that is by Pythagoras theorem, c square is equal to a square plus b square, but you need the value of b, so it becomes like this. So b square is equal to c square minus a square. So putting the values, the value of c is 13 square, and the value of a is, but the whole length is 24, so divided by 2, because you need only this side. Then it means you have to find this red color portion, that is b. So 13 into 13, 169 minus, that is divided by 2, you will get 12. 12 square 144. So you need b, so also note, so you will get 25 after subtraction. So the value of b is 5. So it means this value is equal to 5, but he says we have to find the value of diagonals of the full diagonal, full red color. So it means if one side is 5, the total diagonal, therefore total diagonal length, total diagonals length will be equal to, you should multiply, you should take twice, so 2 multiply by 5, so you will get 10. So 10 centimeter is your required result. I hope that you will understand it. So now coming to the question number 13.